Hi, it's Loris, and I'm backstage Sun Radio with our special guest, Sisi. Sisi
Hello,
Bear's
hello,
here.
hello.
You played ACL fast.
I played ACL. I'm trying to play cool, but I can't.
I know.
It was
How
absolutely
was that?
insane.
I mean, that's got to be a milestone for you.
It is, and I'm not. It's not lost on me to say, like, I could play it cool and be like, yeah, we're looking forward to a lot of great shows, but this is certainly a benchmark scenario for what I hope to be is a lot more. But yeah, this is hopefully the beginning of a lot more. So I wouldn't have wanted it any other way than to be a festival in the city that I live in, to be able to try and hopefully use it as a platform to play more and more shows like this.
Yeah.
This city's festival is how I would want that to start, so I'm grateful.
Yeah. And you've been in Austin for a while, right? Because you were from San Antonio before? Or?
I'm a military brat, and we were stationed in San Antonio,
Oh, okay.
so I've been in Texas for quite a bit.
Right.
But yeah, I've been living here almost 10 years now.
Oh, okay.
So I feel a lot of ownership over being an Austin musician, and I've worked in this city for a long time, so I feel a lot of ownership, about the working life of being a working musician in Austin.
Yeah, it's a whole
It's a whole thing. It's a whole
It's a
thing.
culture. Yeah, but
It
you
is
have
a
some
subculture.
roots in Venezuela, right?
Yeah, my family is from Venezuela. My dad was American, my mom was Venezuelan, and we moved around a whole lot. And so I always say, when people say, where are you from? I go, I'm from my mother's roof, because we moved around so much, but we were raised very, very Venezuelan. And we were in Venezuela, Germany, New Orleans, El Paso, Washington, and eventually San Antonio. So a little bit of everything, and raised very Latina, so I'm very proud of my background, for sure.
God, that's to me, that's an exciting thing, like a blessing to have lived in all those cool
yeah.
places.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing things a lot of average folks just don't get to see,
Oh,
unless
yeah.
they travel.
You don't know it's not regular until you start talking about where you've
Right.
been and what you've done, and people are like, wait a second, what?
I've this little stuff my whole life. I don't.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I also have the blessing of having 5 brothers and sisters, and when we move around, we don't even feel it, because we're all with each other, and we're like our own little mafia. So we've been having a good time for a long time.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So, was there a lot of music in your home growing up, or?
You know, I think what's interesting about that question is a lot of people will be like, so you must have been like, your parents showed you Zeppelin or blah, blah, blah. And it really wasn't. Like I said, I was raised under my mom's roof. In Venezuela, you blast Latino music and you salsa merengue with your family. That's how the parties go. It's not necessarily that I didn't absorb any music in the way of collecting music. It was always airing and merengue house. And
Like
so
a party.
it wasn't necessarily in the way that I think people think I received any music background.
Right.
Started playing guitar in church, and then after that I wrote a lot. Me and my sister and I really loved to write, and so I think I was a writer more than anything before I was playing.
Right.
So I didn't quite see that. I didn't have that reflected in any of my like kind of close circle of that people could go and play music as like a career. I don't really associate that with it being an option to play music,
Right.
Until way later.
But I think it's kind of cool you broke out and got into this kind of loud rock band.
I am loud, and I think as a kid I've been this talkative since I was very little, but I didn't know that I don't know how to say this. I didn't like listen to rock and roll and go, I want to play rock and roll. I don't know. I have a bunch stuck inside, and I'm loud. I don't know.
It needed to come out.
So yeah, some days I'm quiet, and some days I'm louder. So a little bit of everything.
Well, then you decided to go solo. So what's that transition been like?
It's probably the most pivotal thing I've done is figure out, during COVID when we stopped everything and I stopped playing in my old band, you got 2 choices. Either are you going to keep playing or are you going to stop playing? And I was writing. I mean, all musicians were writing so much during COVID.
Yes.
There was so much to say.
Right.
And I was just on a personal level going through a bunch, and everything was a lot softer because I was playing in the confines of my own, 4 walls. It was COVID, so I had all this to put out or not put out, but I sounded different than before, and it was either, give it a try or not. But why not?
Yeah.
This is the only thing I want to do. So the difference of that is saying, okay, if I'm going to restart, might as well do it with my own name. I don't want to be in the scenario that I was in last time where you go, well, I got to break up a band, start a new name.
Right.
This one's mine. So
Yeah.
the ways that I'm driving the car, and that makes me feel really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so you said you've been writing since you were, I don't know, teen or something.
Very little, yeah.
And you wrote a lot, of course, during COVID, because
Yeah.
we all had to.
Yeah,
Keep a notebook or
I have
on your phone.
my phone has
Your phone.
the voice memos.
Right.
I almost don't write anything down because I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
And I've got my voice memos. I don't title any of them, so it's a mystery of my ideas. But there's like 940 of them, and they're
Oh
just
my
like it's super embarrassing. But there's like a 20-second idea and a 30-second idea or a 2-minute idea, and they're all just in there. And I'll just at some point be like, I'll go back to that and I'll find it. But
Yeah.
a lot of the writing process is anecdotal. If I'm not going through it, I really don't write about it. I'm not conceptual in that way. I'd like to. I think that'd be a cool creative opportunity to write a concept album under a certain premise of thought or feeling, but I've always been trying to digest my life, and as things happen, I feel better if I write about it, even if it's what I call an almost song. Which when you write like a piece of something and you're like, I feel better. I don't really feel like I need
It is
to.
therapeutic for sure.
Yeah, and I have a chunk of those, and what I'm working on right now is rounding the bases on those feelings and saying, okay, you can get out what you feel, but now if you were the worker of your craft, how far further in could you go to that sentiment? And that's from the encouragement of my friends, who I'll send them an almost song, a little verse or two, and be like, I feel really good about this, but I got that feeling out. And they'll go, well, you should develop it. Like, now go double down. And
Right.
and I'm trying to get into that a little bit more and be a more pronounced worker of my craft rather than just a metabolizer of my feelings.
Well,
Which is like the
that's
two
well put.
ranges. Is I'm metabolizing feelings, and I'd love to be a worker of my craft and be a strong songwriter, be a smart songwriter, not a lazy one.
Well, from what I've heard, you're there. So
I'm sure we're good. There's a lot to digest in life. And I really do. Everything is so anecdotal that you're like, well, I don't know if I should sing about this, and then you're like, but I have to.
Well, I guess you have to edit yourself,
A little bit.
Yeah.
See what feels good to sing versus what feels
Well,
good
and also
to.
there's over 900 ideas on your phone. You gotta.
It's insane. Sometimes if I'm on a flight, because there's no Wi-Fi on flights, and I'll just start sifting through them and being like, well, it wasn't a bad idea. Or I'll listen to something and be like, wow, you sing terribly. Or wow, this is a shit idea. Don't do that again. It's silly, but yeah.
Oh,
I just have a head full of thoughts.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you seem to express them beautifully. So congratulations on that.
Thank you for
Yeah.
always having. You guys have been so supportive of Austin musicians and of me over the years in all the capacities I've played in. So I'm really grateful. So this excites me even more to be sitting with you guys at ACL.
Oh man, well, I'm really happy for you and excited for you.
Thank you.
And to completely change the subject, I hear that you know a lot about wine.
I do. I drink for the people. That's what I tell my mama. To make her feel more comfortable with my career paths. I work in wine and I play music. Those are.
See, how lucky is that?
I think they do go hand in
you have
hand.
got it made.
I strategize that well.
Yes, you did.
I do. I work in wine. I'm a wine director right now. I've worked in wine and hospitality in general for my whole career, and in Austin. That's why I feel so connected to Austin, because I think the what churns the pot of Austin is the restaurant scene and the hospitality scene and the music scene, and so I feel very connected to it. I feel very territorial is the wrong word. I just feel really proud to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And there's no one that works. I mean, everyone works really hard, but the restaurateur life and the hospitality life of Austin hauls ass. They haul ass, and our seasons are hard. And Austin is Austin, so if you work in a restaurant, you're probably a musician too.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
an artist of some capacity, so you're probably hauling ass, working your shifts and then going to your shows and changing in the car. And I love that I do that. I mean, that's my scene. I don't know how many cops have seen me at a stoplight changing in the car on the way to the show where I'm just like, I can explain.
high five you on that because I've been there myself a few times.
Yeah. I feel really proud that that's part of my story in Austin. And
Right.
Yeah.
Well, do you have an album or an EP out per se? I just did a little search on the internet, and
So I've been putting
found a
out
bunch
singles.
of songs. But
I have a collection of singles we put out, but the record I'm in the studio for with Chris Busada, which I'm very excited about, and we're about to drop our first single from the record in about 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
it's called Who's Gonna Worry About Me. I literally yesterday got the final mix to it, so
cool.
I'm really excited about it, and it's exciting to put out singles, but to put out a body of work finally and feel like there's there's one thing to play shows, and then people be like, where can I find your stuff? And you're like, I only have a few things. I want to have repertoire, and I'm itchy to put everything out, but I've got what feels like 1,000 songs, so I'll crank them out as quickly as I can.
You're gonna have to edit yourself.
And then I'm gonna have to edit myself. Yeah. And I've got all these ideas. On one side, you're like, this Americana sound of song is cool, and then all of a sudden I love, some of the songs I write are like more R&B and more soul, like Silk Sonic meets something, and I'm just letting it all exist. I'm not trying to keep myself in any hole. I just got here,
Yeah.
Just got back to myself, so
That's good.
I'm not going to start deciding where I should, be in the way that I write right now.
Sometimes a producer can help
For sure, and
to
he's
make it
so
all to
talented.
one cohesive package,
Definitely.
because they'll have that extra set of ears that, maybe
and kind
you're
of
too
the
close to it. Or,
the overlooking kind of ears too. Sometimes I'll get so stuck inside of the song where he can see a little further up and hover above the moment to be like, I see where you're trying to go. This is how we'll go.
that can be
Which
helpful.
is the most magnificent part about this phase, I suppose, of getting to play music in this capacity and play shows like this and need to build teams, to handle the amount of. There's so much to do within it, and so much that I don't know how to do. You know what I mean? The marketing behind it, or the team that helps make all of it it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary work.
But you're in the right city for that, because
Hell yeah.
we have, we have these teams of
Oh my
people.
gosh.
They know what to do, and we just gotta,
Definitely.
put them together and find them, and
then
I'm
they
sure
don't.
you will.
These people I've gotten to work with. Gabby, who's my creative director, she's around the corner.
Yeah.
Chris, who's producing the record, and my bandmates, I just feel so strong when I'm next to them, and I feel like if you're not in a room where you want to rise to their level, that's how I feel with these people I'm working with the musicians and with the people that are supporting me, is that they're up here. So I'm like, Sisi, you better pull your shit right up here, because that's where these people I get to work with are. So I'm trying to keep myself in the rooms where people make me feel like I've got room to grow, because they're extraordinary. I'm aware of what I know, and I'm aware of what I don't. So,
That's the start.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you got it all together, and congratulations on
Thank you.
this awesome gig today.
It was fun.
And,
It was so fun.
And we look forward to, hearing some more new releases from Sisi.
I'll send it right your way.
All right, you do that.
I will.
Thank you,
you for
Sisi.
support. Thank you for the support. Thank you guys so much.
All right.